Hello everybody and welcome to the Netherblock in Minecraft.
I'm Joe.
I'm Tony.
And I'm Al, and we're here building our giant 64 by 64 by 64 block of nether. Sans Hannah this week.
We don't know.
And in most future weeks, sadly.
Yes. Hannah and human echoes have parted ways.
Amicably,
Which is sad.
more or less.
Yes.
We still like her, hopefully she still likes us.
We'll figure it out.
Yes.
Her
Or we'll be like
lifestyle
divorced parents.
Less said better, I think, on the details.
Well, that just sounds weird then.
Yeah.
Albert got addicted to heroin, and...
And we fired Hannah.
Yes.
Yeah, Hannah just couldn't take it anymore because it was bringing back her old desires for heroin. So, it just didn't work out. Thanks, Albert.
Yeah. She also couldn't stand my endless racism
Yes.
that I do as soon as the camera turns off.
Yeah, it's a good thing that we censor ourselves on the block because I can't keep it out of products, but Al, whew.
And so I'm building a little...
You get him talking about Polacks and it just gets bad.
This true story, my grandparents actually are Polacks.
Yeah, I have some Polish in my family.
I never felt any need to be offended by the Polak joke, but I guess if I was like from Poland, I would...
Poland?
Poland! Where the Polacks are
these,
from, you know.
These terracotta tiles.
I don't
The
know.
dinosaur in the background is my puppy.
You gotta leave that one in.
Wow.
She makes the weirdest. She's part hound, and she is like, oh, someone mopped up in the Nexus.
I don't know. I don't think that was a good thing to say about Hannah, Joe. Just because she's not with
Ain't
us.
nothing but a
doesn't
hound.
mean you can say that kind of stuff about her.
Well, like you
Yeah, this is what got HR involved in the first place.
Anyway, I'm crate training my puppy, and as everyone can tell, it's going well.
For the crate. Everybody else is miserable.
Where's my iron? Man,
We're looking forward to hearing the feedback on Joe, how much he had to edit out of his dog for this entire thing, because I don't know how much you guys have heard, but there has been nary a second without that noise.
Yeah, it's if I give in now and just I can't let her out. I can't clean up any more pee.
Well, you just did too, didn't you? Like,
I just took her out, but she's a puppy, and New York is a bustling place, and so she sometimes just gets outside and is like, I'm just gonna sit by Joe and really not do anything, and doesn't understand.
So she has that thing where like, she has to go to the bathroom, and then she goes in there, and there's somebody watching her, and she's like,
yes.
Oh, what do I do?
Yep.
I have pee anxiety.
But then, yeah.
Has she helped you in the dating game yet? Like, has she getting you any numbers?
She gets a lot of attention. She drew a freaking crowd on the street the other day. I was like, this is weird, everyone. And they're like, look at this puppy.
That's like.
Have you thought about putting a Human Echoes logo on her, perhaps?
The fun thing about that is the stereotypical New York response to everything is just to ignore it. So I'm assuming, you got like a guy dressed like Gumby, like walking down the street behind her. Everybody's like, don't look at him, don't look at him. Look like, dog!
Yeah. It's very,
That's like a universal human response, though. Like, how often do you ignore a puppy if it's coming up to you?
But I wouldn't ignore the guy like dressed like Gumby if he was in my area. I'd be like, oh, this guy was dressed like Gumby, huh? Wonder what's his
For
deal
me,
is.
that would depend on if I could smell the booze on him. It's like, is this a dangerous Gumby or is this just a genteel Gumby?
Dangerous Gumby? What kind of Gumby are ye?
I have a question about that, actually. Like, what is the motive for the people who dress up like things and go to Times Square? Is it just the tension that they like, or do they
I think
get
they
paid?
make cash out of getting pictures taken with them. Like, it's required, you're expected to tip if you get I got a picture with Elmo. That's the specific thing you're talking about.
Okay.
Or
There's
like
a lot
the
of
naked
people that
cowboy?
dress up like things and just, I think the naked cowboy wound up with some sort of advertising deal or something. It's just exposure to some people, yeah.
How does that get started, though? Like, who's the first guy who's like, I'm gonna dress up like the Hulk and go into Times Square?
I don't know.
And like finds out after the fact, like, oh, people will pay money? And then everybody else is like, oh, I gotta get in this like costume business. But somebody was a trailblazer there, and they probably didn't even think they were gonna make anything.
Well, the thing is, it might not have been Times Square, too. Obviously, Times Square is just a massive nexus of tourism.
Yeah.
So it could have been any city's, like, you know, you have the moving statues. Have you seen those?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I've
have.
seen.
Yeah.
Like, there's a spot in Colorado, Boulder, or in Boulder, called Pearl Street. And there's always, like, crazy hippies. Like, there's usually a dude with a sign that says, "You can kick me in the ass if you give me weed." There's, like, all sorts of weird stuff like that. But there's also, like, the living statues, street magicians, all sorts of
Yeah,
stuff.
you said moving statues, Joe, which is not how that's supposed to work.
Well, they move whenever you least expect it.
Yes, or when you get to tip them. I've seen.
Oh, okay.
So, at any rate, it could have been anywhere.
I would take my money back at that. Like, wait a minute. Okay,
They make it seem like they're a clockwork machine that you've just turned on. The good ones, anyway.
No. I'm paying them not to move. How dare they? I'm not paying them anything, really. The other thing I wonder is, like, how far back it goes. Like, were there people dressing up like, I don't know, their favorite saint or whatever for the pilgrimages?
I think there were, yes. I mean, I think busking is sort of a time-honored tradition. There was a Ask Historians thread where it was like, I'm like a Gaul native, and Julius Caesar has taken over Gaul. What is my daily life change? Or, like, how does this affect my daily life? And blah, blah, blah. And I got in early before the mods got to the answers, and someone had put in, well, that was 2,000 years ago, so I think your daily life would be pretty normal, which I enjoyed.
Those mods in some of those subreddits, especially, like, Science and Ask Historians, are always, like, on the ball. They never allow any fun.
Yeah, they kind of have to.
Yeah, there's lots of room on Reddit for fun. They're there for a different purpose. I respect it.
Although on April Fool's, they turned into Ask Star Wars History.
Oh, do
I
they?
bet they had some people that were pretty good historians on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, apparently it's a real subreddit, and they just switched for today, and... What are you doing, you weirdo? This
The
doesn't
worst
get you
part is,
food.
because it's non-stop, you're gonna have to, like, fade it in if you cut.
I don't know what I'm doing. We'll
That's
see.
what I
She
did.
she was pretty active on the last one, too. I'm gonna try the blanket again. We'll see how this goes.
There was a moment, I cut around a lot of this on one of the Kerbals that I edited recently. And there was a thing where, like, I had cut out the dog barking, but then Joe was talking while she was still barking, so I had to, like, fade it in. It's way more audio engineering than I'd really prefer to do for a stupid dog.
She was pretty chatty on the last Netherblock I was just editing, so...
She was chatty on stream last night.
And she
And
took a
poopy.
dump. 3 different dumps at the same time. Somehow.
I think maybe you should just set up a webcam over her so people can see the dog crying in a cage and see if that helps.
Yes, I'm sure that will help. Crate training is... Well, some people understand it. I've heard some people are just like, that's terrible for the dog. Whereas it's like, well...
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are against the whole crate training
As long as
idea,
you
but
got
it's the
her
way you make
consent,
a
it's
good
fine.
dog someday.
Are you crate training with her consent?
What?
You have consent to crate train.
Yeah, she signed the form and everything.
Okay, that's fine then. I don't see any problem.
It's an ironclad contract. She knew what she was getting into.
Somebody on Twitter made reference to something that I halfway believe, but also sounds like something you just make up so that people can get salty about that they just were done with the internet after reading a post about getting your baby's consent to have his diaper changed. I did not see the original post, mind you. I just saw this person, like, whining about it, but...
It had to be satire.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's satire. 'Cause it's like,
don't-
oh, you want your baby to die of, like, some sort of septic shock.
You think that? There's...
So then there are Earthers, so it's,
And flat earthers.
Yes.
Yeah, there are people that think Earth is an actual
Oh
planet.
my gosh, we have to talk about this. Did you watch the Moana video?
Yes.
I did not.
Okay.
Wasn't that great as far as the Flat Earth videos I've seen?
Oh, I thought it was pretty well produced, actually.
Well produced, but it didn't have the guy seemed sort of normal, which isn't what.
Oh
I go to
yeah,
these
no,
things
that
for.
was the bizarre part for me. So this guy had made this video about how there were like secret messages about the flat Earth and Moana, or not really secret, I guess, but he's just like, look, Moana believes in the flat Earth, and he
Well, yeah,
right up
she's-
front admits like, I know it's just a fictional movie. Well, what like. Just says a bunch of stuff like about it's just hiding in plain sight and secret.
He says like this is the strategy of hidden in plain. I think that's one of the things they think that shady government does is like if it's hidden in plain sight and then you try and like
Oh, is that what the
claim it's
strategy
a
was?
conspiracy. Yeah, then it's like well, duh, it's right there. Like why would they do it if it was such a hidden thing? I think. Yes.
That's just awful. That's so lame. Anyway, he was just pointing out all these places where, like, he thought Moana was, you know, proving the flat Earth theory. It's like, they made it all up! And they made it up about a civilization that probably believed that! And he quotes the line, it was annoying that I actually wanted to respond to this in a rational way. He quotes the line about the line where the sky meets the sea. It's like, that's because of the curvature of the Earth. The horizon exists! Because, and then I can't believe it.
No, it's because it was filmed with the fisheye lens, Al.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, here's my monument to... Whoa.
Ouch.
Hannah.
Didn't hear that coming.
Were you on the blork?
Yeah, there's now a giant crater in my stairs.
Hannah, I'm sorry I suck at Minecraft.
All the ladies and men's, they know that everything is better with the fisheye lens. Womp womp. Womp womp.
Oh, a Slenderman! So, I don't want to go in the nether. It's just had such a terrible time with your last episode.
What? Oh, okay, I thought somebody had angered the pigmen again.
At this point, I just assume they're angry. I died so
one
many
was
times.
walking towards me, and I was freaking out a little bit.
I lost so much gear.
There are some people in the realm who know when we filmed this, they totally could just go on and punch a pigman and log out.
Don't give anybody any ideas, jeez. Aren't our lives hard enough?
No.
That was sort of
we play video games
yes,
for a living,
no,
it's
they're
alright.
not.
Tony wants to trigger hard
Ah!
mode. So what?
Oh boy.
I mean, trying to get figured out, or trying to find out how to get big on YouTube is pretty much hard mode.
Yes, the marketing's difficult. And we're terrible at it.
Come and watch our Minecraft video where we make the stupidest build ever, everybody.
It's so wonderful, though. It's a giant block.
We do have fun. Well, we got some feedback. The reason, so people who are longtime watchers of the block might notice that we did an intro to this one. That was because of some very helpful feedback we got from a friend of Tony's and ours also, who's on Mixer.
Manic Pixie over on Mixer.
Yeah.
She's pretty much flat out said she's not a friend of Al's. Again, Al, the racism and the morphine is not winning you.
But she said one of the things she said was the Netherblock needed an intro and to know who everybody was. So we've done that on a lot of other products, and we're doing it.
To be fair, the first time she walked in on any Netherblock product was the second episode of the Drunk Block. So she had no idea what was going on.
It was just like us, like, hey. I know I mentioned this, but I took Dan on the worst tour of anything that anyone's ever given a tour of. It was just like, the first thing I did, it was like, oh, here we are this is a concrete room. I don't know where we are. And then I got him lost. And then it ended.
You got in a car like, all right, let's go on a tour. And then you're like, where are we? I don't know, man. There's a building over there.
It was so bad. And then I lost him. And the weirdest thing, I didn't really... There's also this mystery of this portal that I found buried in the earth.
You gotta show me this portal. Is it...
I can't find anything in the nether.
Oh, okay. How are you guys so bad at geography down here? It's not that difficult. It's not that big.
Because I just keep changing it. Because in my head I can't learn it.
Oh, okay.
I never learned to read.
I mean, we have a lot of landmarks where, we've built things up that hopefully we're not going to take out the paths.
On the path I can find my way around, but I also tend to just dig like crazy and wind up in strange places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how I've been doing it, and every time I do that, it makes the geography worse down there. Which is why we've been having more deaths. It's totally not the non-sobriety, it's the...
Also,
the death.
Keep your weed to yourself, man. You and Joe's dog.
Yeah. Lots of weed. Yeah, because Al hid. I noticed that when I was editing, too.
Yeah, I did! And I lived! I'm the boy who lived, okay? Because I didn't go charging in like, whee!
Our gear was at stake.
Also, I still kept mining as much as I could when I hid. I just kept the pigmans out. So I call it a win.
Yeah. I don't know when you started playing
cowardly
smart.
work.
I mined into a wall, I blocked it up behind me, and then I kept mining as much as I could. I did hit some lava, which I had to fight around. So that was tricky.
That's what I was going to say. There was a couple seconds where Tony had re-triggered the war, and Al was to the side of the big staircase, like a staircase going down, and freaked out. He's like, oh, no, and managed to wall up enough, too high, but that you could see out still. And all you see is Tony run by, like Tony's head run by. Like 6 pigmen run by.
It's reminiscent of the GTA video. I'm just avoiding avoiding the cops.
I don't know. I guess I'm gonna get a bow.
I actually have my old bow, which is Infinity Flame and Unbreaking, so I'll be okay.
Is anybody outside?
Oh, hello.
I left right as it was getting dark, so I assume it's
is dark.
close to morning?
I need some Kerbal Stone. Where are you at, Kerbals?
That's a different product, Tony.
There, the trademark is that we fail. Every episode somehow.
I mean, that sounds like the last episode.
You can't really fail it. Like, you can die in Minecraft. But there's, like, the worst you can fail is just not build the thing. I mean, there's always more to build, so... I don't know if there's technically a failure state in Minecraft.
Last episode was a failure state in Minecraft.
Okay, fair enough. Have you ever thought about going on, like, a persistent death server?
I did it again. No. I've debated playing that with, like, Fallout. That's not run. That didn't work at all.
It seems like it would be a really interesting, maybe
yeah.
a streaming type of a thing if we decided to do it on stream.
But I think there's just so much, called muscle memory, for lack of a better word, that once you sort of got comfortable, you'd immediately just decide, like, your brain would be like, well, you know, death isn't the end, obviously, and would just forget, I think is my fear. Again, they have that sort of mode for, you know, Skyrim or Minecraft, and then Minecraft, they have it out. For Skyrim or Fallout and stuff.
Sounds awesome.
Where there's permadeath, and I don't know.
I assume that's a mod in Skyrim?
Skyrim probably. With Fallout, I think even New Vegas had the survival mode.
Okay.
So
And not
the new one.
a lot of quartz.
The frame's almost done, right?
No. I mean, I would say like a third done.
The whole base is done. So it's at least
Yeah, we still got to go all the way up. That's another 4 64s, and then the top is another 4 64s. And we're not all the way up yet. Tony, are you talking? I keep hearing like a...
I haven't been talking.
Oh, okay, maybe somebody's chair squeaking or something.
You're hearing my fan.
Yeah?
It's in labor.
I don't have that many nether. I guess I'll keep going.
I didn't realize I was near the garden.
What
I have a
are
lot of
you
nether, but I'm not going
building,
back
Tony?
up there. That is not what I'm building.
Oh, okay.
What?
Joe is playing with terracotta trying to make a tribute, and he's failing horribly.
Is that you,
No,
Joe?
Where? What? My tribute's done.
Is it that horrible terracotta, like...
Yes, when I think
Explosion?
Hannah, that's what I think of.
I mean, me
honestly,
too,
if we
but...
exploded it, it would probably be more like Hannah.
It's on the far side of the arena.
Okay.
And I already apologized for it.
Schoolhouse.
You're not getting a second apology.
Somebody has been really putting some signs up for the nether, too. That's pretty nice. What is this? Is this the schoolhouse? I think this is the schoolhouse here. Just gonna check this out. Check this out!
Wow, these iron pickaxes do not last as long as
The...
old
Just go
diamond.
stone. You'll feel better.
I guess. Then I'll just... ugh. No.
Why would you do stone? I don't understand why you would ever do stone.
Because there's no iron left on the realm.
That doesn't seem accurate.
That's not true at all.
I would say that it's either diamond or stone. I now realize that iron is just useless to do anything with. Because that lasted
Still makes
about
decent
12
enough
seconds.
armor.
Oh yeah, I have iron armor on, but for picks, I understand why you're using stone if you don't have access to diamond, because I'm already done.
Wait, you're saying stone lasts longer?
No, but it's just like there. You don't have to worry
You can
about...
make like 60 of them.
Yeah.
and
I
just go
got
and
4
mine until they
stacks,
all break.
and my
60
pickaxe is gone.
Iron pickaxes too. Pickaxes.
Yeah, except there's no iron.
Have you
I can't even make
mined?
a shield, and that takes 1.
Go mine some iron.
That's not content.
Oh yeah. Upset the guy who's building a 64 by 64 by 64 block of nether.
For the second time.
When did this art show up? This is pretty. It's daytime, by the way. Ooh, it's the
Hey.
shulker stuff. Very nice.
Yeah, it's purpur,
Purpur.
which is the weirdest name for a block ever.
Purpur. Pow pow.
So that you have to get that from the end, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Shulkers? That's cool.
We did a stream where we went and got the elytra and everything, and we got some purpur out there.
I think that was
Didn't you immediately die after that too? You like had the elytra and just smashed it.
Yeah, there's a highlight. I can't remember what Netherblock it is, but I didn't know you had to pull up at the last second, so I basically just Superman like head first into a wall.
That's not Superman.
I'm sure Superman has
you've
done
been
it.
watching.
That's Bizarro.
I'm sure Superman's driven headfirst into something before. He just didn't die, most likely.
Yes, it died.
But they might have like had some convoluted way to bring him back in case he did do that.
Superman's pal, Tony Southcott.
Never seen them together. You ever notice that?
Tony Southcott and Superman's pal?
Yeah. Yes.
How have they not made a Jimmy Olsen TV show at this point? Like
Who's Jimmy Olsen?
Superman's pal?
The reporter or the photographer?
Yeah, he's the photographer who's always hanging around Superman.
He's just the rescue bait,
They shot him in the face in Batman v Superman. He was like, walk-on cameo just because Zack Snyder was like, it's stupid to have Jimmy Olsen in. And that dude who like gets shot at the relatively beginning of the movie with, what's her face? Amy Adams? That's Jimmy Olsen, according to Zack Snyder.
He really understands that new world, you know.
He's so in touch with Superman and like what people love about the character.
Yeah, I feel like he felt the same way I did about Superman whenever he made those.
Yes, which is fine to have that opinion, but you don't put them in charge of like the landmark movie of your.
I'm not gonna say Tony, make us a musical.
Yes.
I'd make you one hell of a musical.
It would be so dark. Just walk out shaking like I didn't know you could do that to a horse.
A Serbian film, the musical.
A Serbian song.
Oh god, is there really that much blood inside of a kitten?
Oh, you do like the Nightmare on Elm Street kill where there's just like buckets of blood pouring up to the ceiling?
But I still love that shot. That's like one of my favorite kills of that entire series. Poor Johnny Depp.
It's such a weird thing to like see teenage Johnny Depp in there, and I don't think he's ever done anything else similar to that.
He's done some horror, but not like a...
So many actors got their start in like bad horror movies, but like Jennifer Aniston started out in the Leprechaun movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Jodie Foster was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Who did? Who?
Jodie Foster was in The Goonies.
That's not a horror movie.
Just doing some deep cuts here. Trying to make John Jones roll over in his weird shoes.
Oh, no, that's...
Man, it's raining a lot. It's raining a lot. Hallelujah.
What was funny is that for a long time, every picture John Jones took, he intentionally put his feet in there for the toe shoes. Just very subtly, to the point where he actually had like people expecting it. Like they would get sad if his toes weren't in there. It's like I'm sure there's a like contingent of that online, but for a very different reason.
Not the kind of people who would be necessarily fans of him.
Yeah.
You never know. As long as there's sweet foot action, they're pretty amenable.
Yeah. Maybe they want their foot fetish to come with like full on.
Doesn't that seem like more of a dude thing to you though? Now, maybe I'm being stereotypical, but if I'm thinking about somebody who has that particular interest,
it's interesting.
It's more of a dude thing because general fetishes are more ingrained in men than they are in women as far as percentage wise.
You mean specific?
No, not like specific fetishes. I'm talking about fetishism in general. Like it's brought on by different stimuli generally.
I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I don't have any rock.
Oh, but...
Boop.
I was gonna start getting into gender politics, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I was like, somebody's gonna be mad that I said that there was any specific differences between men and women.
No, everyone is the same and equally great.
It's not about separate but equal. Okay. I think we can use that phrase without any problems. Nobody could ever take offense.
Yeah, there's never been any baggage associated with being separate but equal.
Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna do this.
I don't know what.
What?
Those old Al Crow laws.
Finds me and no one knows.
How come you get to do it, but I don't?
Because he does it once every 35 episodes and has a better singing voice than you.
Joe sings that song all the time. I
It's
haven't
been stuck in my head recently. It's been bad.
I haven't
Ever
said
since that
like
stupid
but
How
2
Far I'll
words of
Toad
it, and I
Go.
was like, your reaction was
When you
nuclear.
ran off the Skype call.
Like, how dare you try to ruin this for me?
I don't know. You singing things he equates it as being a musical, whereas when I'm singing it, it's like, oh, he's singing that popular song. Is sort of my guess.
Okay.
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 But yeah, I actually rewatched Moana again. It's
You
back
rewatched
and
Mostly
it
forth
because you
again?
force
use
in
a
my life.
like you use the singing voice that you would do if you were mocking singing, but it's your actual singing voice.
Yeah.
And I know your person taught you that, but it's just weird to me, and it skews me out a little bit.
Okay.
well, Monato hasn't always been so drab.
A monotone?
And Jermaine Clement doesn't get enough credit. for
He's
being
starting
amazing
to.
in
He's
that.
starting to get
Yeah.
a lot of cred. Between that and between Legion and
People were, I guess, really big
Toa
on the Flight of the Conchords, which I never was.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
I've seen
Like
some
they had
bits
such a
and
good
pieces of it.
stand-up special.
they're
I kind of thought the other guy was going to be the one that went big, not Jermaine, but
don't know
Jermaine
what
is
happened
just
there.
really talented.
Isn't he the director? Aren't who's the other guy? It's not the director of Thor Ragnarok, is it?
No, it's not Taika Waititi.
Oh, okay. I thought they were.
that's the guy who did What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, Taika
Yeah.
Waititi directed that.
Which
No,
What We
it's
Do in the
not.
Shadows is now going to be an FX show.
Interesting.
And also the Werewolves, I guess, is going to be a show. There's like 4 different spin-offs of that thing. It's a fine movie, but it doesn't seem like.
That's how you do
I
it
kind of
now.
wonder if like one of them got canceled, and that's why FX was able to grab it.
Oh, maybe.
So we'll see.
You get one thing that people does well, and then you grind it into the dirt on TV.
I guess it also helps that it's not
Hence
like,
Marvel.
Well,
Not really.
Marvel does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
They did have a TV show that I didn't particularly care for, so I guess that is accurate. And some of their Netflix stuff has been kind of hit and miss, depending on your
Yeah, I
perspective.
never really went back to any of it.
I loved The Punisher and I loved Daredevil. I like Jessica Jones. I haven't seen the new season yet.
Oh no, I did
Some
like
of-
Jessica Jones.
I never got into Luke Cage.
I
never got
hated
into
that show.
Dragon
The
Fist
other
or
one.
whatever it is.
Oh my god. Like I watched the Defenders, and that Kowlin, leader of the Kowlin Iron Fist guy, is just the worst. Just the worst.
I
could not
was at
stop
a panel
laughing.
with him and he seemed like a nice enough guy, but I was like,
Are you talking about Danny Rand?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
the Iron Fist? Okay. Well, okay, so imagine that, but at least in the Defenders, they make fun of how dumb he is.
I guess, yes.
Whereas, and like put him in his place as like a rich boy, spoiled, idiot, and then like, but take away all that, and he's just like being sincerely held up as the hero this city needs in his own
so
show.
Weird.
I watched that for 9 episodes, waiting for them to sort of like be admitting like, you got like, yeah, we were sort of just, taking the air out of him this whole time. It's
It was an
funny.
elaborate prank?
I don't know.
some $50 million prank that Netflix put on.
It struck me like maybe he was acting like he was that dumb on purpose, like to sort of get people to, underestimate him. Does that make sense?
I guess.
That was how I thought it was gonna go, and then no, he was just actually that dumb.
Just flat. Just like, as far as personality goes, it's just nothing. Like, I would burst out laughing when he would do stuff in the Defenders.
Yeah. Well, that was the
Alright,
other
so I
thing
see
too.
you
It was
had his
almost
tribute.
entertaining enough, just based on like how dumb he was.
Plus, I saw one of the fight scenes on Reddit. It looked like it was from, like, the A-Team from the 80s. Like, it just looked so dated and not, like, well done. It was so jarring and weird.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, you gotta get like the guy who did the choreography for Ip Man or something. Make it interesting.
I mean, they're making
because they did
if you're gonna have
they did amazing choreography for Daredevil.
Yes, absolutely.
there's that show Into the Badlands, which isn't a good show, but I mean, you can watch any given episode and they're gonna have an amazing martial arts sequence.
Yes. But, like, the one I saw, like, people were, like, throwing him into, like, a like the cliche cardboard boxes on the wall that like clearly were empty, and like I just was like, what is this?
It's
Who
an empty
okayed
cardboard
this?
box warehouse, Joe.
Yes.
You know how those are all around.
Oh, the big bad guy punched his hand and missed. Punched his hand through the cardboard box as he dodged. Wow. It's just like, what? Where have you not watched TV in the past 6 decades and like picked up some notes on maybe stuff that's become done to death? Where am I?
Maybe they should have just put in like big pals and zings and things.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that far off.
To be like, honestly, that was like a stronger stylistic choice.
Yes.
In fact, like they were doing that on purpose. They're like, yeah, it's kind of silly. Like, Iron Fist didn't have that presence of mind, Batman.
I know it was Batman, but that also okay.
It was the Adam West Batman.
I know what it was. I'm not saying what was that. I'm saying what was that? Like what? I saw a clip of that, obviously online. I don't know why I keep elaborating that it was online. It was the
Somebody mailed you a
stupidest
VHS.
It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and I was like, "What was kid me thinking watching this and being like, oh man, this is really good."
Did you think it was really good?
I really enjoyed it as like a 10-year-old.
My impression was it was supposed to be silly on purpose, kind of like what Joel Schumacher said he was trying to do with the Batman Forever.
It's kind of like the Power Ranger show. That stuff's pretty silly. Like, there's not much.
Oh no! Okay.
I like the oh ho 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 that time.
The thing is, I didn't fall in lava, so it's okay. It's fine.
Stop it, Gast.
Every once in a
Gast
while, I
is
just
dead.
hear noises in the Nether that I just can't identify, and it freaks me out.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh man.
Did you land in a lava pit that you didn't know about?
Oh, I mined right into it. Like, I just wasn't paying attention where I was going. And the thing was,
Yeah, you gotta watch your step in the Nether these days.
It was just a big open space. I knew it was there too. Like, I'd encountered it last time. I'm like, ooh, I'm safe. Didn't get hurt. And then this time I did. All right. Well, time to get some more iron.
Iron Fist. The episode I saw, the clip I saw, he was fighting a villain called the Eggman, who
What?
he was just a guy, and they threw eggs at each other. That's what it turned into.
You mean he wasn't like?
Oh,
trying to
I
coach
thought you were talking
people or
about Iron
something?
Fist. It's like, no, you didn't.
No.
That's
Yeah, you didn't see the
so-
Defenders?
That's not.
Sigourney Weaver was the Eggman.
Yeah, she was the Eggman.
Spoilers, Tony. Some people haven't watched it yet.
No, it was.
I thought Defenders was okay compared to.
It was okay, but it was just like, gee, by the numbers, and then also I didn't like the whole Electra thing. I was just like, this is pretty stupid. They're just like, we have to bring her back because she'll be the most powerful thing, and it's like, based on what? I don't know.
It's
She
well,
is.
they
She
had
trusts me
set
on
up
this.
that prophecy, the black cloud, black hand, black cloud. What was it?
Rain? Something?
Black-
Storm?
Black rain.
Silver rain?
They're
Big black.
What?
You didn't hear about
that's
that prophecy?
stereotypical.
The dick that would
That's a
mount the
stereotype,
world?
not a prophecy.
I can't tell if Tony's being serious. I know I should be able to, given the context, but I'm also...
No, it's crossover fiction between Game of Thrones and like the Marvel Cinematic Universe on Netflix.
Help me!
I need just like some wood. Speaking of what Tony was saying,
Speaking of...
Yeah. I was gonna say, speaking of,
just I don't want to go.
Where was
mine-
that prophecy introduced? Because I don't think it was in the...
Daredevil
Defenders.
season 1.
Right. What?
Daredevil season 1.
Electra was it in? So they just mentioned Electra?
Electra
Black
was in season
Sky.
2.
No, okay, no. Daredevil season 1. Him and Stick go up against a shipment where they're bringing in this thing called Black Sky, and like they don't say what it is at the time. It's just this kid who is like supposedly really going to be dangerous, and Daredevil's like, I'm not going to kill some kid, and Stick's like, yeah, I will. Just like slaughters this random kid that the hand was bringing in, and then
Stick
they
is pretty
didn't
awesome.
talk about it again really until, well, maybe they talked about it in Daredevil season 2. I didn't finish that, but then it gets brought back up again where they're like, well, I guess we'll make Elektra the Black Sky.
Yeah, but how, like, what, how... There wasn't a lot of elaboration on exactly how that gets decided or done or what on earth is happening.
You got to stick her in that goop
That's it? You can stick it. Why would they stick a kid in the goop? Why not take
Because
because he
Arnold
was the Black
Schwarzenegger?
Sky. I don't know, man.
That's
was it
what
a
I'm
Lazarus
saying.
goop?
Yes, it was Lazarus goop. It really was. but it also wiped your memory.
They
and then made you-
legitimately did have a Lazarus pit. That's not even. Man, that's a deep cut right there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Anybody remembers like me and Tony screaming about the Lazarus pit on the podcast?
That was a long, long time ago.
It was a long, long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Wasn't that
Pretty sure
far
it was the
away.
same galaxy. I don't think we've ever left.
Man, I hate Star Wars. It's so weird what's happened to my opinion of that franchise in the past.
Did they ruin your
20 years.
childhood?
It's ruined my, yeah, I mean, yes. I can't watch those movies that I adored as a child in the same way. And it's just like, you know, after you've seen your dad naked the first time.
My kid still loves them.
What?
I said my kid still loves them, so they're
Kids are at the age where they're just
not
stupid.
gonna.
No taste.
He specifically asked to watch Star Wars though, and I asked him which one he wanted to watch, and I gave him the pick of the three, and he's like, "How about The Empire Strikes Back?" I was like, "Cool." So he picked the right one.
I guess so. Your kid has good taste.
At 5 years
Not at all
old, I've
stupid.
trained him up with what the good Star Wars is.
Yes,
I think
they
that's
ruined my
gonna do
childhood.
it for us this week, right?
Stupid childhood. Yes.
Suck it, childhood.
Childhood sucks.
If you want to say suck it, childhood directly to our faces, go to Patreon and give us money.
I don't know that's
That's a bad segue, but yes, do that thing that he said.
Patreon.com/humanechoes. $2, $5, $10, anything like that gets you supports the podcast, supports this, supports everything. I can't even talk anymore because it's Friday afternoon.
Supports starving kids in Africa. That's what you
No,
need.
I mean,
no.
I could donate a couple dollars just to make that true.
To support starving kids in Africa.
And sad puppies.
Words and thoughts of Albert
Sarah
Berg do not
McLaughlin
reflect
says so.
that legally
I mean,
binding
technically,
contract.
we do pay taxes on that money, so like some of it goes to Africa.
Yes.
Some very small percentage of it goes to foreign aid programs.
Well, you need to add a sign to the Hannah tribute. Just floating
I'll
around
figure
the
that out for next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Remember, if you like what you've been watching, you can become a member over at Patreon right now. The link is right in your face, and you will get all kinds of cool stuff.